Right outside of Catherine's house is this glorious well. And she has a letter, a very beautiful letter, that's called "Let Us Plunge into the Well." This letter was written to her Dominican friar, Thomas de la Fonte, Catherine's cousin and her first confessor. This is the person that asked her to cut her hair short. Dearest and very loved Father of our souls in Jesus Christ, Catherine, Alyssa, and all your other daughters commend ourselves to you, desiring to see you well in body and soul, according to God's will. Dearest Father, I beg you to fulfill my desire, which is to see you united to and transformed into God. However, we cannot reach this point unless we are united with God's will. O sweet eternal will, you have taught us the way to discover your will. And if, most merciful Father, were to ask you, your gentle and loving Son, about this way, he would say the following. Dearest children, if you want to discover the noise, and there's a lot of noise in Siena, the drums and the playing, this is a very exciting time to be in Siena. So the noise is wonderful. I mean, it's hard to sleep here because people are singing all through the night. So she goes on to say, dearest children, if you want to discover and know the fruit of my will, always dwell in the cell of your soul. Remember, Catherine talks a lot about dwelling in the cell of your soul, your heart. This cell is a well containing soil of our own poverty, knowing that we of ourselves are nothing. Now keep in mind that all the gifts we have, everything we have is from God. We ourselves are nothing. In this knowledge, we appreciate that our very existence comes from God. O indescribable blazing charity, I see that when we have found the soil, we also discover the living water, namely true knowledge of his sweet and holy will. What desires, that will that desires nothing other than our sanctification. St. Paul wrote this to the Thessalonians, chapter 1, verse 3. Let us then plunge into this deep well. When we are there, we shall know ourselves, and also we shall know God. We shall know ourselves because we are nothing. God is everything. All the gifts we have come from God. Recognizing that we are nothing of ourselves, we are humbled, and so we're able to enter that blazing, fiery, open heart of Christ. This is Catherine's center, that open heart of Christ. We gaze at it with the eye of free will, which God has given us. And we can do whatever we want with our free will. We don't have to give it to God. But the point is, when we do, our life changes dramatically. We see clearly that his will is only for our sanctification. Love, sweet love. Open our memory to receive and behold the tremendous goodness and understand. For through the understanding we love, and through loving we are transformed into that love. This is my desire, to see you in this home fully transformed. I want this for you particular, also for everyone else. I beg you to remain fastened and nailed to the cross. Catherine, servant and slave, redeemed by the precious blood of the Son of God. Forgive me for my presumptuous word I have said. May God set you on fire with his love. Gentlest Jesus, gentle Jesus, Jesus, gentle Jesus. This is her third letter, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Remember, this is what Catherine wants of us. To live only by his sweet will. And the soil that we have to get to the water is our own poverty, leaving sin, leaving our sensual appetites, leaving our self-sufficiency, and letting God take hold of our heart. This is what Catherine's teaching us today.
O mildest of fruits, how sweet are you to those who taste you, and how pleasing to me. For in the midst of bitterness you are sweet. You give peace when the soul is assaulted, when her little boat is on the stormy sea and perilous winds lash against her with great waves. You remain peaceful and calm and holy without malice, covering the little boat with God's gentle will. For in that will you have become the mantle of true and burning charity that no water can penetrate.